Philippines is about to dodge a bullet in the form of one of the strongest typhoons ever in recorded history. Super Typhoon Suriphae, strongest storm ever in the month of April anywhere around the world at any time. And they're saying it's one of the strongest storms ever. It's on par with Yolanda or Haiyan in 2013. And if it does hit the Philippines, which it's not supposed to, but if it did, if it changed directions and went into a different path that took it through the Philippines, it would have damage and destruction on a similar scale of Yolanda in 2013. Damage and destruction on a massive, massive scale. And this storm is actually bigger than Yolanda in terms of size, or it's similar, I should say. When I was in 2013, I was in Hong Kong, and I was going to the Philippines. Excuse me. And I remember they on the news they were showing this typhoon, Yolanda, Haiyan, they called it, and it was basically moving toward the Philippines, but it was bigger than the entire country of the Philippines. It was going right for the Philippines, and they're like, "This is a disaster," and they knew it, and everyone knew it, and sure enough, it was. Just ask the people in Tacloban, Leyte, and but this is a similar storm, except it's happening in the month of April, which is just bizarre because the month of April is not a big typhoon month. The northern monsoon has just stopped. It's a month before the rainy season starts, before there's a lot of that convection development and a lot of the thunderstorm development and a lot of these low pressure systems. It's before, like, this is the hot kind of stagnant time. And to have a super typhoon category 5, if there was a category 6, it would be a category 6. This is a massive storm. Now it's supposed to go north, and I'm going to show you a video clip. This is a clip from the excellent app, windy.com. And just I'm going to find the Philippines here. Come on, where the hell is it? There it is. There's the typhoon. You can see the cyclonic action of the storm. You can see how well defined the eye and the eye wall is, and how strong that storm is, and how extremely huge it is. There's the Philippines, and look at the size of the storm. Look at the eye. And also you can see as we get this timeline in motion here, look how slow it's moving. It's barely moving. It's slowly creeping to the north, and then it's going to veer kind of northeast. But look at, it's brushing the northern tip of Luzon there. And it's still a strong category 3 or category 4 at that time. And, sorry, I went back to the beginning here, but it is supposed to veer kind of out into the open ocean, and then somewhere between Japan and Canada, it's going to become extropical, which means it's no longer a tropical storm, but it becomes a very deep, large mid-latitude cyclone, and that will probably end up hitting my area in Western Canada in a couple of weeks, or maybe even less. We've had a very dry period here on the west coast of Canada. That's supposed to change. We're supposed to get a very wet and active stormy pattern, sort of starting about the end of next week and then lasting for a couple of weeks. And this is going to be part of this. This storm, the remnants of it is going to be hitting my area, but in Western Canada. But of course, it's nowhere near the strength that it was. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Everything went black for a second. But let's get the timeline in motion again. You see there, it's already, this is the end of the week almost, and it still hasn't moved much. It's now it starts to move. Finally, by the weekend, it starts to kick into the middle of the Pacific a little bit more. But the big high pressure system off, just west of Luzon, is kind of acting as a barrier, keeping it away. And thank God for that, because if it wasn't for that high pressure system, just a little bit to the west of Luzon, this storm would be one for the ages. And it would be like Haiyan or Yolanda again, all over again. You can see the winds. You can check the winds on any point in the world at any time. This is a really cool app if you're interested in the weather. Here's the radar image of the typhoon. And yeah, I mean, this is just a massive, massive system. You can see the very bottom left hand corner there, there's rain bands that are going into Mindanao. So it's probably going to be raining a lot in Mindanao. And as the typhoon progresses up the eastern coast of the Philippines, there'll probably be lots of heavy rain and prolonged rain. So because the typhoon is moving so slowly, the rain is going to continue. So there could be severe flooding and landslides from this typhoon on the far eastern parts of the Philippines. But as far as like the heavy winds and the storm surge, probably not. But major, massive waves and heavy rain and landslides and floods. So really, despite all this, the Philippines has dodged a bullet, and fortunately, it looks like it's going to move away from the Philippines eventually. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I might do more of these weather type videos because I'm interested in it. I took meteorology as my science credit in in college. And I took two courses for basically first year meteorology. The two courses. One was called Weather and Climate. The other course was called Atmospheric Sciences, and I really liked it. It just wasn't really for me in terms of a career and stuff. I didn't like it for that. I liked it as kind of like just learning about it. And so I do know a bit about it, probably more than the average person. So I might do a few more of these weather ones. A little bit more than the average person, not too much more. Anyway, thank you for watching.